Good morning, friends. How are you doing? I sure miss seeing your smiling faces at our school, but hope you're doing good and that you had a wonderful Easter. Today we're going to have worship, and today at worship we're going to talk about one of our new fruits of the Spirit. We've had so much fun at worship this year talking about all the different fruits of the Spirit. We've talked about love, we've talked about joy, we've talked about peace and patience and kindness and goodness. And Ms. Amy shared with us a couple weeks ago a worship about faithfulness. Today our worship is all about a big word called gentleness. And that gentleness word feels big, but it's something you're doing every day. You might have heard mom or dad or one of your teachers say, use gentle touches, gentle hands, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what gentleness means in our life and how we can look for gentleness in our life. And so we're going to do that with this. We're going to use our eyes, we're going to use our ears, we're going to use our nose, we're going to use our mouth, and we're going to use our hands. And through our five senses, we are going to look for gentleness in our life. And the first way we're going to do this is through our eyes. And so God has given us a beautiful world and a beautiful way to look at the world. And so through our eyes, I am going to have you play an I Spy game with your family today. And so you can I spy some gentleness through your eyes, through looking outside. You can also, if it's too cold with all the snow, you can also find gentleness in the books we read. And so here's one of my favorite books. And in this book, I have lots and lots of pictures. And I chose some pictures that show me gentleness. The first one being this. Look at those cute little elephants. Are they snuggling in, mama and baby elephant? So that is, to me, a way of love and gentleness. And it's shown through a picture. So I spy gentleness with those elephants. Let's look for another one. Here's another one. We had snow on our trees, but this is filled with rain. And so sometimes when I am watching the rain, I feel gentleness through the rain and the drops of rain going pitter-patter. And so there's another picture of gentleness in my eyes. And let's see if I can find one more. Here it is. That's another picture of gentleness in my eyes. It's something sprouting, and we're going to see lots of that coming up this spring. And so lots of budding and sprouting is a way of joy and a way of tenderness and a way of calmness and gentleness. And so that's your first job, friends. When we're all done with our time together, you're going to go find a book or go maybe a little bit later, if it's okay with mom and dad, for a little walk and do an I Spy game with your eyes to find gentleness in the world. The second way you're going to do this today is through our hands. So touch. Touch is something you do hear a lot. You hear us say, use those gentle touches, kind hands, be soft, be careful. And so those are things that we are practicing even as grown-ups. And so I'm going to show you something that I love. I love my flowers. And if I am not using gentle touches with my flowers to water them, and I just grab them and squeeze them, what do you think will happen? You're right, they will crumble. And so I have to be very careful with my flowers. So your next big job with mom and dad, after you do an I Spy game, is you're going to use touch and you are going to build. Go find some blocks or some Legos, and I want you to try to build a big, big tower. And as you're building the tower, I wonder if you're having to do very gentle hands to build that tower so that it does not fall down. Because if you do it too hard, boom, it falls down. And so that's another way to practice with our touch gentleness and see with our touch gentleness is just building and see how big you can make your tower without it falling down. All right, so we've done our eyes for sight. We've done our hands for touch. Now we're going to do this. We're going to do taste. Another sense we have is our taste. And our taste, that kind of sounds funny. How am I going to do gentleness with our taste? But we can be taste testers. We have foods that are our favorite, Maybe it's that yummy Easter candy you got. And we then have our foods that our mouth does not like. For me, I love apples. So apples, I love, and so it's gentle to my mouth. But then if I get a lime and I eat that, then my mouth makes a funny face, and it's not gentle to my taste. Another one that's not gentle to my taste is stuff that's spicy, like hot sauce. So that is another way to play a game with gentleness with our taste. Go on a taste test with mom and dad. Maybe it's tonight at dinner and you're trying a new food. So check it out and see how that goes. So now we've done our eyes and our touch and our mouth. We've got a couple others to get to. How about our nose? Well, our nose, we can find gentleness through our nose. What makes our nose happy? What smells do we like? Well, I know I do love the smell of fruit, and I do love the smell of flowers. There are certain smells that don't smell too good to my nose, and sometimes it's a dill pickle. And so sometimes our nose is telling us what we like and don't like, and the gentleness piece there too. What is gentle to our nose? Well, the last one we need to talk about is our ears. Because we've done our sight, we've done our smell, we've done our taste, we've done our touch, but now your big job is with your ears. And so I saved this one for last, friends, because it's the hardest sometimes. Our gentleness with our ears is really the words we're using. And so when we talk about gentleness with our ears, what are you hearing? Are they sounds that are loud like yelling? Or are they sounds that are quiet and calm and nice, like sharing a toy and working together on a project or a puzzle? Or is it something that you hear nice words between your family, like I love you, good night, sweet tight? So those are all gentle words, but the words that are yelling words, maybe words that I don't like you, those are words that are not gentle. So we are using our ears every day that God gave us to share the gentle words, the kind words, the joy words, the love words. So can you do it? Well, with mom and dad, I gave you a fun piece of paper that has different words that you can talk about. And you can tell them with a thumbs up or a thumbs down that those words are gentle to our ears or that they are not so gentle. They're kind of hurting our ears. It's a fun game to play. So that's kind of your job today with mom and dad, or tomorrow or later. Just have fun with these fun 5 senses with gentleness. Begin with your eyes, with your nose for smelling, with your mouth for tasting, with your ears for hearing, and with your hands for touching. Talk about the ways that you can be gentle in God's big, big world He gave us. And how can you share that gentleness with others? So, boys and girls, let's go ahead and wiggle them up high, wiggle them down low, get our praying hands together. Here we go. Let's pray to God. Dear God, God, you made me. You love me. You are my forever friend. Help me share gentleness every day and be reminded of the gentle and joyous things in my life every day. I love you, God. Amen. So, boys and girls, one last thing. On the fun email that this is on, Mom and Dad have a new Fruit of the Spirit song they can play with you. So until we see you again, have fun with your brothers and sisters and your dogs and your cats. Have fun in the snow and find gentleness every day in your world. Mwah.